Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? I hope you had a really good weekend. I did, because I found this map. Now you may have noticed the show was a little bit longer than the average show, and there's a very good reason for that. Normally it comes down to one of two things. Either a map is so beautifully glorious that we have to revel in every single detail, or a map is so prone full of errors that we have to point fingers at them and laugh. What happens if you get a map that has both? Well, that's what we've got today. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, when we get to star ratings at the end, I'm going to underrate this map, solely to be fair on all the creators that make the same mistakes and I hit on the head with a loss of a star. That said, this map is better than the end result. I promise you that one. I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to like today's show as well. But before we do that, I'd like you to prove that you like today's show already by waggling that finger in the air, slap it down on the mouse button, roughly in the area of the like button on your screen now, please. That's right, hitting the like button really does help to support the channel, you wouldn't believe it, and also every other YouTuber that you like as well, please help them too. Right, okay, today's map is Marble Mountain by $2.20. Yes, that $2.20, the one with the YouTube channel and the insane detailing skills. Let's have a look at the start square. There is a definitive lack of water there, which means if you want to play vanilla, this map is already dead to you, sadly. Let's have a look at the resources, and it looks like I've turned the map upside down. When does the water start? Where does it end? Who can tell? Well, we can when we turn it back to the normal map in a moment. Let's go off to the workshop and have a look there. Now, it is a mass transit map. You do need mass transit. There's a few things to subscribe to. We'll be using the Owls Los Angeles theme, the Relight Average LUT. I've tweaked the settings in Relight to add a bit more brightness as well. Seems to be based off of the Emerson Island map by Apple, a map that I've not reviewed yet, but Apple's a great creator and it's now on the to-do list for next week. Be ready for that one. Let's go down and have a look at this dead-end road out in the wilderness. First of all, you'll want to demolish this end bit. This tail is just doing nothing. I don't think it was even considered when it was plopped down there. But that's about as bad as the road networks get. There's going to be a lot to complain about, but nothing anywhere near as bad as that elsewhere. Well, when I say nowhere near as bad as that, maybe as bad as that. in one or two locations. You'll see when we get there. Easily fixed, and if you want to play a detailing build, this is maybe a map for you, because it's really... honestly, I'm saying all these bad things about it. I really like this map. I really do. Let's head down to this first intersection, which is a T-junction. Now, we will be heading off to the right. Eventually, we're going to come out down by the sea over there, at this end of the map. So we're going to do a full loop of the map. One of the reasons why today's show is so long is we're taking the scenic route, but I think it's really worth it. There's no quick route without missing stuff, and I don't want to miss stuff. I don't want to miss the driver's eye view of the switchbacks here, and I think it was Nan who commented that the name for these was switchbacks. If it wasn't Nan, I'm sorry. I've given somebody else the credit for coming up with this word. And also, I'm going to get to say viaduct today probably as well, which is a word I couldn't pick out of my grey matter in the previous show. So thank you very much for bringing that to the fore as well. I think my brain might be switched on this morning, which would be great. Okay, and we follow this across. Oh look, hello, it's a viaduct, everybody. Not an aqueduct, a viaduct. Well done, BonBon, you got it right. Nice cutting through there, and now we're off into the desert, because this map is based on California, and we've got all the biomes. We've got the coast, we've got the desert, we've got the mountains. Oh, and very rare you see this, good use of the vanilla rock assets. I mean, when was the last time you saw them used well? a long time ago, if ever at all. I think full credit has to be given to $2.20 for that. I know we passed another one just then. Now, this intersection, I don't like it. I don't know what it is about it, but it's a bit loose. Certainly works well. Seems a bit loose, a bit odd. A bit shoddy even. We've got the slightly elevated roundabout with the dip in the middle and the lone tree looking all lonely. I don't know if it's that I don't like about this, or whether it's the elevated section here with the connection there, I don't know, or whether it's all the pillars on the railway underneath. I'm not sure which one of those many things that it is about this roundabout. Possibly a little bit of all of them. I just don't like the intersection. Even if the pillars weren't there, I don't like it. I'm not marking it down because intersections like this do exist, and I know that. And as there's nothing wrong with it, apart from technically speaking the pillars, I'm not going to really grumble too much about it. You know, just because I don't like something doesn't mean it's not good. Only that wasn't really that good in the end, sadly. We follow the road through the desert, up and over the brow of the hill, and we see more desert and the railway. Ooh, we'll do the rail in a minute, guys. We'll do the rail in a minute. Bending and winding our way towards and across the map. This is literally a desert road. You might have a little desert community down here, an abandoned petrol station. I've seen the abandoned gas stations on the workshop. They are really nice. And I think definitely a small town out here would be great. Now, if we were to take a right here, that would take us off. The only thing off that way is level crossing. And then you're off to the edge of the map. Honestly, not worth going that way. This show is long enough already. Let's head off towards the left where it starts getting green. Ah, like a little moisture in my soil. Oh, hello. I don't know how that sounded really, but I'm going with it. Yeah, so it's all looking good. You can see building a little farming town out here, maybe. I quite like that idea. Loads of room for industries as well, of course, with this map. Little bridge here, off centre. Okay, I can let that go. Except we're going to see something I really didn't expect to find on this map. We've got Blue Mantle. Yeah, that's what I call those glitches, where you can see the undersoil of the world glitching through. Once again, you've got to be a bit anal to find something like that on that, and nobody's going to find it but me, but I'm going to point it out because I found it, so no. Right, okay, down to the coast now. We've got the highway, the coast. I know there's a coastal highway like this in California, and it's, well, of course it's well done. Of course it's well done. And considering he's an Aussie, and has maybe never been to California, I don't know, I like this. I do like this coastal route. It's well done indeed. There are some grumbly points, some mumbly grumbly points as well, like the trees under here. The ones on this side of the fire, the ones under here, though, there's no way these trees under here are going to get any natural daylight at all, ever, and they would be dead. They would be dead. The other side, I think they'd probably get enough daylight, and certainly the downflow of the water off of the hills. Now, this tunnel entrance is dreadful. Luckily, I do have a tunnel tutorial coming along very soon, which will help all of you not have tunnel entrances like that. Next, we come out from here, and we hit the Bay Bridge, Bisquickelhausen's Bay Bridge. Do you know what we've never done? We have never gone on the undercarriage. Let's drive through on the undercarriage. I am liking this. What is there not to like about this? Occasionally the bridge will glitch out on the sides a little bit like there, but it's still a very beautiful thing indeed. And it's there's absolutely nothing not to like about this. Oh, hello. We seem to have a pillar. Is there a pillar in the middle of my bridge? What the... Oh, $2.20. What do they call you for short? Two. Hey, two. What? Why? Why? Oh, I'm so disappointed. I'm so sad. Maybe we're not supposed to see it, but I did. Right, this intersection I like a lot more than the last one. There's only one little thing that I would change, and there's no pillars to move, so don't worry about that. The only little thing, and I'm going to show you it now, and it's these arrows. They're kind of telling you to turn left and right, but there is no left or right turn. Straight on would be better. I know it's telling you not to do a U-turn, I get that. But yeah, we can easily straighten these out. If we can get the shoulder of that junction just to pop out a little bit. There we go. There we go. That's all. Get in. There we go. Love. Oh, stop it. There we... Ah! Brilliant. Job done. And we'll do the same on the other side as well. much, much easier on the other side. Look at that. I much prefer that. Minor detailing issue. It's not affecting the map at all, and it's not going to get downgraded because of that. Just thought I'd point it out, though. We head down here towards the start square where there is no water. We've already discussed that. This intersection is a nice one as well. I like this one as well. Very nice. Nothing wrong with this one at all, apart from maybe the pillar in the middle of the road again. Oh, two, what have you done to us? And we have nipples. Old lady nipples, that's what we have there. Nothing wrong with that. Honestly, it's a start square, it's okay. We've got a bit of a hill on the left there that you can work around and into. But yeah, no water in the start square. Bit of a shame, really. We've got a river over here, but we're quite a long way from it. So yeah, the main river is your main water source there. Sadly, we have, oh my goodness me, we have jinky jankies going on here. Let me pull back up again. Let's just follow that up. Yeah, we have a jinky janky here. We have drift between the roads here. And then we have road glitching here, where the right-hand highway is trying to hump the left-hand highway. Is that how baby roads are born? Little side tracks come about because highways hump each other. I don't know. Actually, I do know. I know it's complete rubbish. Viaduct. I'd like to see that brought together a little bit as well. I can't really do a good job in the time we've got allowed here. But if I use Move It just to try and bend the road a little bit like that, it's not great, but no longer do we have that sudden right-hand turn to get into the junction, onto the highway off of the viaduct. Right, we've got a couple of trees underneath here, and blue mantle as well. Those trees might survive under there, to be honest with you, but yeah, the mantle's probably a bigger issue, although you'll never see it unless you're being anal. Yep, that's me, guys. Highways all the way around here. Now, there is something coming up in a minute that made me stop. Nice little beach there. The beaches here are lovely, by the way. Great beach work. Around here, these trees on this peninsula, I like this. I think this is very well done. And I'm going to learn from this because I'm trying to do some tree placement at the moment in my own map. And this kind of like sporadic layout I like. I'm going to try and recreate that or something very similar, obviously, in my own map. See, I'm not all about picking the bad stuff. I credit the good stuff as well, like this next tunnel. We go elevated into tunnel and it's perfect and beautiful. And out of here it is also perfect and, well, nearly perfect, as close to perfect as you're going to get. Really nothing to moan about, really. And then elevated all the way around here and cutting out the edge there. This is all very good work again as well. And then down here we've got this intersection, the T-junction, bit of a tailback as well, and those pointy mountains in the distance you may recognise. Oh, look at this. Ooh. Okay, a bit of a node problem going on there. Number 2, can you do something? Yeah, you might recognise those pointy mountains. That's where we started, which means we are at that coast where I promised you we would head round to. It only took us all of 13 minutes. Shall we go do the rail? Yeah, the rail won't take so long. It could take so long, but I think we've covered most stuff with the road, so we can kind of whip across the rail. Now, the rail, strictly speaking, of course, I should be saying, oh, there's a bit of a slope here, a bit of a bump there, that should be straighter and whatever. But because of the aesthetics of the map, it kind of hides most of this. It kind of like, you can kind of get away with it, and I don't mind, actually, as long as A, it's believable, and B, it's aesthetically, you know, distracting, you know? Does that make sense? So yeah, what we've got here, we have got a slight elevation on the go here, and this hill, this is a hill here. Normally I would be quite happy to let this go, and in fact I'm kind of gonna let it go, even though it's quite steep there, way too steep for a real rail line, but because of the aesthetics, look at the aesthetics, actually kind of don't notice it, do you? So I'm gonna let it go, but be aware if you are a realist and take this map on wanting it to be absolutely right, because that is not absolutely right. Rail pops out here, and it pops up here even as well. That I'd prefer that was level when it came out, but never mind. And we have a viaduct, guys, or a bridge. Quite, I think it's a bridge. And we have Dragon's Teeth as well. Lots of things going on with this map. I mean, for every great thing, I mean, that great things are truly great things. I mean, even the choice of theme and LUT are great choices. But for every great thing, I've just passed a nice little feature there as well. I haven't even looked at it. For every great thing, there are things like drowned trees. Nothing major. Nothing major. You could say, but that's a real kind of, yeah, okay. I would kind of let that one go. I would. Little tree paddling every now and then is something that I can let go. We've got a slight bump in the rail going along here, by the way, to sort of show you that one. This bridge over the highway here, I would like to see a central pillar. It doesn't look safe to me. Technically speaking, not much wrong with it, but as long as the pillar wasn't actually within the road. Then here, if this line was perfectly flat, I prefer that as well. And then it comes out here to a perfect rail bridge. Loving the perfect rail bridge. And then we are S-ing our way off towards the edge of the map, which means we're getting close to the asset review. You'll be pleased to know that I can take a breath for a couple of moments when the asset review sting pops in. And yeah, is today a good one? Of course it's a good one. Elevation here. Hello, we are now in Assetville for a Bratka Corporate, not corporation, by Other Cakes. Now, Other Cakes is one of those understated creators. They are producing some very nice stuff that sometimes is just a little bit ordinary, like this. Don't get me wrong, I like ordinary. You don't want to have a city full of, what, skyscrapers that each on their own. This Drax tries to be one up on the next one next to it. Don't make any sense to you. Kind of made some sense to me when I thought of it. This is just one of those blends into the environment skyscrapers, and you know what? I like that. Not too tall, not too short, not too wide, not too shallow, not too detailed, not colourful, and I like grey. I like grey. Goes with the hair. Bratka Corporate by Other Cakes, today's grey asset of the day. Oh, what's next? What is next is Themington Island with a new theme and LUT combo. I figured we haven't done Clara for a long time and I wanted to try a different LUT with it. A good one that gives it a slightly less tropical feel. This Cornwallian LUT I think really does do the trick. Clara, a great theme. I don't like the Clara LUT. I think all the regulars will know that already. I find it too green and lush. This brings some browns in and I like that. Right, factoids because factoids. An 18th century chief cashier of the Bank of England, that is the leader of the bank, basically, was so conscientious that he spent 25 years in the bank, sleeping there day and night. Well, maybe he didn't sleep during the day, maybe he worked during the day, but you know what I mean. In Paris, a select band of people made a living by attending dinner parties. To boost the numbers from 13 to 14... Yes, they were literally known as the 14s. When I say the 14s, I mean that in French, clearly. But yeah, there we are. Anyway, that's more from Clara tomorrow as we check out some other scenes. Back to Marble Mountain by $2.20. The lack of a mountain and the lack of marbles is definite there. We do have a shipping route that goes across the entirety of the map. And yes, I'm aware it is a mountainous region. It doesn't have to have one mountain to be called Marble Mountain. Okay, and then we have no shipping route up the river. I think there was a chance of a risk of doing that. Clearly $2.20 decided against it. Now, water flow. We have river. We have a water source here that flows into a little lake here and through into the big lake at the... Oh, no, flows in from the big lake at the bottom, which means that we've got a drain right about here. That seems weird. I'm disappointed. I'd like to see the water flow from here into the little lake here, out into the big lake there, and out down to sea. We do have a second source river as well, which we'll check out in a minute, I promise you. That's one that's a little bit odd as well, if I'm honest with you. The water flows out here, and everything else works fine. It runs down the entirety of the river, out under the bridges, out under the Bay Bridge, and out to sea. That's pretty cool. We do have a second river over here as well, right here, with a little waterfall. We'll look at that in a minute. And it all flows down through the mountains, very nice as well. And somewhere up here is, there we go, this is the water source for here, and the water source is right up there. But it splits here, and also comes down to our lake. I'm not really buying into it. I know these things really exist, but in this particular instance, I don't feel it. I don't know. I mean, technically, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, there we. Let's go and shall we have a closer look at this in full multicolour. Actually, let's start up here and have a look at up here. So, water source. I like this one. Yes, drowned trees. Okay, but they're hiding the water source. I'm kind of buying into that a little bit, and then a few drowned trees over here as well. But fine, they're just toes in the water. This one's too drowned, I'm afraid. Just too much. That one. So that's a sad thing. Anyway, so I buy into this water source. We have one right next door, though, right here. And I don't like this. I think this is poor. Yeah, it's just elevated. And if it was just same height as the other one, it probably would have worked. But never mind. Water flows out here into the lake with the drain. Some paddling trees there, but they're okay. I'm going to let paddling trees go today. So that's where the drain is anyway. Nice little island there with tree detailing on it. And out into the lake. Now, I like this lake. It's a great shape. It's a great size as well. We've got some nice little islands on the dot as well. And I think a big town around here, maybe a casino town, base it on Las Vegas, around this area would work really nicely indeed. Anyway, so that was that. Then we had this little river here. This little river that feeds both. What? If this feeds the lake, we've got another drowned tree there. And here. And here. Just too many for my liking, and a few too far out to the river. You might say, well, it's flooding season, but I've got no hint of any snow at all. So I'm not really buying into that at all. Up here, there we have, this is where the river feeds it, and we got, yeah, you saw that. We've got, there's here, once again, hidden the water source. A bit too much water coming out of that again for my pleasing, and way too many completely immersed trees there as well. Yeah, can't let that one go, I'm afraid. The toes in the water, roots in the water, I can let go. Going for a complete scuba dive, not going to happen, I'm afraid. And there's your waterfall. I probably should have a look at that one. It's nothing special. I mean, not all waterfalls have to be beautiful. And that one is one that's just a waterfall. Okay, now what more can we have a look at while we're buzzing around? We haven't had a look at the trees on the edges of the mountains. You can get into all of these slopes for like little mountain communities. I like all of that. The start square is pretty flat, and the expansion areas around it are flat enough to be able to work with, of course. There's that big hill that just digs its toes into the start square as well. Oh, hang on, we haven't done the ooh-ah. Hang on. Ooh-ah, it's the essential lighthouse. Nothing wrong with the location. I just seems a little bit lost there on its own, I'm afraid. Bit of detailing around it'd be great. The beaches, we can all learn from these beaches. The beaches have been done exceptionally well. And again, I'm doing the coastline on my map very shortly, and I'll be learning from $2.20 here as well. What is good is very, very good. What is bad is rotten. What do you think? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count towards the end of month Viewers' Choice Awards, where we pick out the best 10 maps from the month based on your ratings, not on mine. Okay, today, now aesthetically, this is really close to being a 5-star map. Really, really close. It's just lacking a little bit of extra boomph, like around like the essential lighthouse. It's close, but it's only 4 stars. Detailing. In some places it's 5, and in other places it's dreadful. I'm going to middly it and give it a solid 3. I appreciate, obviously, this is probably for a YouTube series, and he'll be doing a lot of detailing in that. But as it stands, as we look at it today, 3 stars. Gameplay potential. Again, I could see this being a 5-star map, but then there's no water in the start square, which is a big killer based on my explicit set of rules for rating these maps. And because of that, I can't give it 3 stars even. 2 stars for gameplay. But 2 stars for gameplay can't get a seal of approval. Except for I don't freaking care. I write my own rules here. I love this map. It gets my seal of approval. But if you're playing vanilla, it's not playable. Okay? Have you been told? You've been warned. I've told you now. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. If you want to see a little bit of my map, which I'm building on, getting towards the end now as well, so it's pretty much all in place. There is tonight's map making with me, BonBonB. Join me for that one at 6 o'clock UK time or any time thereafter. There's a map on screen you can vote on now, and of course yesterday's Steam chart show. Have a look at that as well on screen also. Have a great day. I'll see you very, very soon, and thanks for watching. You've been very, very welcome.